Give me an example. And the reason why I'm asking for an example specifically is because I actually, as a feminist, think one of the failures of the Me Too movement was not being able to legislate a lot of the grievances put into place. So even if like a company is not supposed to like sexually harass, or you're not supposed to sexually harass your subordinate, whatever, most of these cases will never be criminal. They'll just be at most civil, maybe, if they're even prosecuted.
Sure, but what are we talking about? We're talking about an errant comment, or we're talking about, I like your shirt today, Sally, or something? Or are we talking about, a rape or something?
Yeah, I guess what I'm asking you is, like, what specific laws have been put to place that heavily favor women against men?
Well, there are already
unfairly.
laws. There are laws against sexual assault, right? And there are but the HR practices that have been put into place throughout corporate America to totally favor women. If a woman comes in and says, let's say a man and a woman in an office had a consensual affair. The minute that woman reports it, that guy is gone. That guy is gone at every major company in America. Let's say that a man just kind of seems a little creepy or makes a woman feel uncomfortable because he compliments her glasses that day or something. That guy is very likely going to be gone. The corporate America has so taken the feminist position to heart that men don't even want to speak to women in the workplace. It's one of the reasons that companies often don't want to hire women is they recognize that their legal liability goes through the roof.
That seems like an exaggeration. Do you actually think that if a guy complimented a girl's glasses,
I'm not saying she would report it because people are usually nice and men and women generally like each other.
But you think that's how much the institutions have overcorrected, that a man will get fired for just complimenting a woman innocuously and unsexually?
I think he very easily could be punished for that, yeah. Maybe not outright fired, but he would face professional
it'd be cool to see stories of that. I haven't seen anything anywhere close, and I feel like
I don't know.
Any type of conservative media outlet would jump on that hard.
All I've got are anecdotes here. But no, I don't think the conservative media would because I'm not pro-sexual harassment.
Also, to go back to happiness and feminism and girl bosses and females in the workspace, another reason that women could have lower reported happiness is because they're still shoring up on most of the household duties, despite now also taking up, they're doing still a lion's share of domestic work.
They don't get married anyway, so they don't even have households.
That's not true. They're still cohabitating. They're still
even within
marriage.
I agree. Cohabitation makes women unhappy too. Yeah.
I mean, even within marriage now, you don't think there's a ton of marriages in which women are also working and then also shoring up a lion's share of the household duties, and that's why they're unhappy, because now they're being burdened in two directions.
Yeah, sure. But so what's the solution to that?
I think
the solution
is men shoring up more on domestic duties, but they won't because of freaking tradcons and neocons who are telling them that it's gay and beta if they do these certain tasks.
It is gay and beta most of the time. I agree.
And I also think that's why men are suffering. So, for instance, like the unemployment rate of men returning back to the workforce is very, very high right now, and that's because everything meninist, like tradcons and neocons. So, for instance,
what do you mean by neo? You mean like the sort of warmongering?
What?
You're a neocon?
I'm
not
a
a
politics
go invade Libya or something? What does that mean?
I'm not the politics guy. Okay.
No one can pin down
I think
Brian.
we're using neocon in a way I'm not familiar with.
Well,
I'm seeing Don Rumsfeld next to me. Okay.
A lot of just meninists are actually hurting men, and I think they're also hurting women. They're also hurting women because, like I said, women are doing worse mentally because they're showing up on domestic duties, and men won't take up these responsibilities because it's seen as gay and beta. And you know what I mean? You guys
but the solution is an easy solution.
Wait, can I finish?
Sure.
Meninists are kind of pushing for this like revanchist return to just like older times, and even though you claim you're not trying to turn the clock back, a lot of the solutions that meninists are advocating for just won't help men, because the burgeoning sectors right now are overly feminized. It's stuff like nursing, childcare, hospitality, and these industries are actually reaching out to men and they're trying to recruit them, but a lot of men will turn them down, and instead they're sitting on their ass. They're addicted to opiates. Like over half of unemployed men are addicted to some sort of painkiller. They're playing video games all day. They're jacking off to porn, which is one problem, but there's so many others. And feminism was telling men, like, you know what I mean, leave your toxic masculinity behind, join a nursing career, join a teaching career, but they won't do it because of tradcons and neocons telling them that they're gay and beta if they do these kind of like unwarrior-like positions.
I don't know. Am I in a warrior-like position?
What's that movie with De Niro and Ben Stiller, Meet the Parents, where he's the male nurse?
Yeah.
Do you agree with
I don't think that
Richard Reeves' take on like men should be the way we pushed women to join STEM, we should be pushing men to join HEAL, which is health, education, administrative literacy jobs? Like, do you think that there should be a push, like instead of saying men do this job and women do this job? Like, I don't think tradcons do as much as like red pill. I'm not pointing to you say you're red pillar, but like that men, your role is to be an ATM machine and to make money and to be strong and fight, and if you don't do that, then you're not a man. Like, you're not as much of a man if you're a teacher. Do you agree with that?
No, I've had wonderful male teachers. I don't really care to push people to any particular field or other. I think I'm no libertarian, but I think the market will generally sort that out, and I think interference in that regard is usually does more harm than good. But teaching is a very manly thing, actually. I mean, it's you're imparting wisdom and knowledge, and you're, you know, shaping a young mind. It's a very manly field.
I agree, but you said women are better at domestic tasks than men are. And
yeah, being a teacher or a nurse is not a domestic task. It can occur inside the home, and frequently does.
But why does it seem like, why do people
domestic means within the home?
No,
so
but why do people
outside.
see it as feminine? Like people see nurses and teachers as feminine, like a
'Cause they're
third
very
grade male
they're very
teacher.
nurturing.
Yeah, so is that
That's why.
something that you think is better suited for women?
Yeah, I think women tend to be more nurturing than men.
But
So
that's
they're-
because of their experience in the domestic life. That's why they're now more
I think
congruent
it's in
with
their
these
nature.
burgeoning industries such as nursing, teaching, childcare, hospitality, food preparation. It's because of what they're being trained to do at the home. So when tradcons say that like men should focus on public life while women should focus on these more domestic errands, they're actually hurting men in the long run, because now men aren't equipped to do these burgeoning industries.
No,
to work in them.
I think also, you know, don't forget, life isn't just set and static all the time. A woman could say go to school and then work a job. You know, I don't know. She teaches for a few years and then she gets married and she wants to leave teaching, or she's a nurse for a few years, or what. You know, we don't just like sign up like serfs for the rest of our lives. We're just doing one task. But I do